Hello, my name's Tim Chambers. I'm with Missouri Plainfolk from Sykeston, Missouri. And here we are today at the Fox Valley Antique Show in St. Charles, Illinois. We're going to talk a little bit about folk art. It seems to be probably the most difficult genre for us to actually define in the world of antiques. There are so many nuances that it's hard to categorize. For example, we're going to point out a couple of things today, one of which is a farmhouse diorama. It came from northeastern Ohio, was probably done by the farmer who actually owned this house. It actually came with the farm dog. And we've also got a very unusual piece here that we just got from a collection in Vermont. It is actually an ironing board from the early 20th century, possibly late 19th century, with this wonderful drawing of a woman who has been chained to her ironing board. So in other words, she is a prisoner of her work. That can't be called anything but folk art. It's certainly got an appeal to it, but it's certainly not academic. We've not seen another one. It's just like the house we have right here. We see house models. People did this a lot of times just to commemorate a house, and probably was to memorialize maybe they're even the house they grew up in. It was a connection to what was a part of somebody's everyday life. Especially in our big city, complicated lives now, this just represents the farm. This is relaxing, this is peaceful. And I think a lot of folk art is really comfort things. For example, again, the woman who's chained to her ironing board. I'm sure this was done in good humor, but what a wonderful way to do it. And she's got her little decoration on her dress there. The number 13 right here, which I'm sure was, again, unlucky. The other thing that always strikes me is why is it still here? Because when these things were done, they weren't particularly significant. It would take someone who actually had a family member, or really most of these things make it all these years by something I always call divine neglect. They probably spent the biggest part of their lives being neglected, and then they were rediscovered for the art that they were.